Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. In this video, I'll give you the latest status of the government funding, the omnibus bill that needs to happen for the government to continue to function. I'll talk to you about Dr. Fauci's outreach that he has actually received from the Biden transition team. I'll also talk to you about what Janet Yellen, who is expected to be the next US Treasury Secretary, is likely to do, what challenges she's likely to run into, and I'll also talk to you about where stimulus relief could be headed going forward. With all that being said, let's just jump right in. But before I do that, if you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda, and if you do learn something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please gently ignite the subscribe button and gently ignite the notification button, because the name of our channel is Ignition Time. Let's just jump right in. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from John Bresnahan. John Bresnahan is the bureau chief, the congressional bureau chief for Politico, and he said that Nita Lowey and Senator Richard Shelby have reached an agreement on the spending levels for the 12 annual spending bills according to House Democratic aid. This is a big step towards actually getting the government continuously funded past December 11th, so we don't have a government shutdown. There are still significant policy differences between both sides. So this is encouraging from a government funding standpoint. Now keep in mind, Nita Lowey basically is the Democratic Appropriations Chairwoman, and Senator Richard Shelby represents the Republicans. Now, we don't know yet whether they're actually discussing a stimulus package. By the way, even if they do discuss a stimulus package as part of the government spending, they don't have much time left to discuss it. They barely have 4 or 5 days, because the only time they have to work on it is when both the House and the Senate come back after the Thanksgiving break. So the period between that session after the Thanksgiving break and December 11th is approximately 5 days. They've been arguing about a stimulus package for months, so I don't think they'll come to an agreement in 5 days. So I do want to set reasonable expectations. Listen, I hope that by some stroke of luck, there ends up being a stimulus package, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is either no stimulus package or a limited stimulus package with the December 11th government funding extension. I'll definitely be sure to report back to you. Now, speaking of reporting, on your screen you'll see a tweet from Jim Acosta, who reports that Dr. Fauci has had preliminary conversations with the Biden team, and he did say he has not had any substantive discussion with Biden aides yet, but he said he looks forward to that, and he said he hopes to stay on and continues to work on with the pandemic. Also, in other reporting, you'll see this tweet on your screen from Sarah Muka, who covers Joe Biden for CNN. And Sarah did report that Dr. Fauci did confirm that he had, like I said, had preliminary conversations. And Sarah also asked Joe Biden if he had spoken with Dr. Fauci, and Joe Biden said no, but my staff has. I haven't had a chance to speak with Dr. Fauci. He's been very helpful. Now, in other news, you'll see this article, you'll see this headline on your screen from Bloomberg, which reads, Janet Yellen as the Treasury Secretary sets up Biden to go big on stimulus. Now, keep in mind, Janet Yellen is going to be the first female United States Treasury Secretary. She's 74 years old. She's been the chair of the Federal Reserve from 2014 to 2018 under President Obama. She's well known. She's respected. She's known to be someone who doesn't really care about politics, who cares about the economy and is focused on the economy. This is a good thing I want our viewers and subscribers to know, because both Democrats and Republicans are likely to support her confirmation. And she is likely to work very closely with Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell to help further stimulate the economy, because she has been the chairman of the Federal Reserve. In fact, she was the chairman of the Federal Reserve before Jerome Powell, and she has pushed for additional fiscal aid during the pandemic. She has said there needs to be more fiscal aid. I did quote her in one of our earlier videos today, but I think it's worth repeating what she said, because this is very important coming from the United States Treasury Secretary, who is going to work closely with the Federal Reserve to make sure that money is deployed to businesses, money is deployed to individuals, my viewers and subscribers, especially individuals who've been impacted the most in this pandemic, specifically travel, leisure, entertainment, and hospitality, because this is not a V-shaped recovery like we hear over and over again from individuals like Larry Kudlow. This is a K-shaped recovery. Individuals at the top of the K have been able to get back to work. In fact, they're doing better than they were before. Individuals at the bottom of the K have lost their jobs and are now suffering in many cases from long-term unemployment, and more than half of the individuals on unemployment right now, more than half, in other words, well over 10 million individuals receiving unemployment benefits are scheduled to lose all their unemployment benefits. The PEUC program and the PUA program, which was established as a result of the CARES Act, is scheduled to be gone completely at the end of the year, pending any further legislation from Congress. Here's what Janet Yellen said as recently as the 19th of October on Bloomberg television. I'm going to quote her. While the pandemic is still seriously affecting the economy, we need to continue extraordinary fiscal support. But even beyond that, I think it will be necessary. In other words, she's saying not only do we need excessive stimulus now, we might need it beyond that. We need more stimulus. And, a lot of Republican senators are concerned about the debt, the fiscal deficit, which is climbing. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has talked about that. And there are many, many Republican senators like Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, who've been extremely concerned about that. This is what Janet Yellen said. We can afford to have more debt. And she's saying that because the Federal Reserve, which acts as a lender, by the way, the United States Treasury is the spender, because the Federal Reserve has cut interest rates, it's much cheaper to borrow money. And so if you can borrow money cheaply and get yourself out of a jam, it makes economic sense to do that, which is what she's talking about. In fact, she said that. She said we can afford to have more debt because interest rates will probably be low for many years to come. And now we'll get a little bit more technical, but I do want to cover this on our channel, because if you want to read what I'm about to show you in a bit more detail, you can check out the link in the description section below. But I want you to understand what I'm about to tell you and then ask yourself what the US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin did. Was it something he was required to do? Or is there a political angle to it? I'll let you be the judge. On your screen, you'll see the headline of an article that was published on the Brookings Institute website today. And the headline of the article reads, "What's next for the Treasury Fed COVID-19 lending facilities?" Now, this article was written by Peter Conti Brown, who's the Associate Professor of Legal Studies and Business Ethics at Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania. He asked three important questions. The first question was what the US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin did. In other words, getting the Federal Reserve to send money back to the US Treasury, was it required by law? And the short answer is no. In fact, I'll read from the article. The law did not make Mnuchin withdraw those funds. Now, keep in mind, Mnuchin said, I'm simply following the intent of Congress. But this professor writes in this article, the law did not make Mnuchin withdraw those funds. That was a decision for which he is solely responsible. The second question, what can the Fed do right now? Now, the short answer to that is the Federal Reserve has to wait and watch, see how the economy unfolds. The Federal Reserve is still going to need some legislation from Congress, but basically the Federal Reserve has to wait and watch. They do have additional options available at their disposal, even though they had to return this money back to the United States Treasury. And the third question that was asked in this extremely interesting Brookings research article, this paper, if you will. By the way, again, I'll provide you with a link to this in the description section below. The big question is, what should the next US Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, actually do? And the professor writes that there's a strong legal argument that she can, on the 20th of January, move the dial back to November 19th and rescind what Mnuchin has done. Now, there could be some political pushback to this because there could be some Republicans who actually oppose this. That is where things stand, everybody. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section below. You'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I appreciate you watching. If you learned something from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please gently ignite that subscribe button, and please enable notifications. That would mean a great deal to me. That tells YouTube that you found this content helpful. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. Get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to SMS alerts list moving forward. Now, if you want, you can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. Once you get on our email list, you'll get important breaking news and important alerts about matters that are important to the country, to the economy, and to your money. Now, you can also follow us on Instagram. My Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. And then you'll get exclusive content specifically for our Instagram followers. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You'll get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. Now, sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you'll be able to visit the homepage of our channel and check out our videos at any point in time that you want. You're not dependent on the YouTube notifications. Again, if you learned something new from this video, please consider sharing this video with friends and family. You'll find the links to all of our resources in the description section below. So make sure to check out our description section. Please comment below and engage with our community. We have a vibrant, we have a bipartisan, we have an intelligent community, and you'll probably make a lot of friends in our community. So make sure you comment below and engage with our community. Finally, if you learned something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications so you get instant updates from our videos going forward. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.